Davidson County Council is coming to you live from the council chambers and is a public affairs presentation of the Metro Nashville Network. Good evening, everyone. I'm Pat Nolan, your announcer for this program. Tonight, the 15th Metropolitan Council holds its 36th business meeting of a four-year term. It conducted 25 business meetings during 2020, along with one adjournment session. This is the 6th council meeting of 2021. After meeting 5 times in person at the Music City Center last fall, the Metro Council continues in a largely virtual format tonight. The Council has been meeting online due to the continuing presence of COVID-19 in the community. Starting in April 2020, the Council met 15 times virtually, with the public urged not to attend. Almost all 40 members and the Council staff have participated remotely. This has been done under emergency order of Governor Bill Lee, allowing local government bodies to conduct business under emergency rules. Those here at the courthouse tonight include Vice Mayor Jim Shulman and Council Chair Pro Tempore Bob Mendez, some staff and myself. At-large member Sharon Hurd is also here tonight. Everyone else is joining the meeting online. This format is likely to continue through at least April. The council agenda is 29 pages long with a total of 78 pieces of legislation up for consideration. That includes 28 resolutions, 13 first reading bills, 13 second reading measures, and 24 third and final reading ordinances. That's in addition to 11 appointments and reappointments of local citizens to Metro boards and commissions. Among the confirmations tonight is the nomination of former Metro Council member Sandra to the Metro Fair Board. This appointment is being made by Vice Mayor Jim Shulman because the time for Mayor John Cooper to make the choice had expired. You might recall there was a long debate at a recent council meeting about a lack of diversity on the city's boards and commissions, especially the Fair Board. Ms. Moore is an African American, although we've heard rumbles in the council hoping that the nominee would have been Hispanic. There's also a related second reading bill up tonight, BL 2021-657. It will require a report given to the council annually breaking out the demographics of those serving on city boards and commissions. Under resolution that's perhaps the most high-profile legislation up for tonight's agenda is RS 2021-821. It would settle for $2.25 million a federal civil rights lawsuit against the city involving the fatal shooting of Daniel Hambrick by former Metro Police Officer Andrew Delkey in July 2018. Shooting also resulted in the first-degree murder charge against Delkey, which is set for trial in July. Delkey has pleaded not guilty. Given the uncertainty of going to trial, a potentially large jury award, and the cost Metro will incur using outside counsel in the case, the Department of Law has recommended settling this lawsuit for a total of $2.25 million, which would settle all claims against the city and against Officer Delkey. There is no admission of fault or liability in the settlement, and the settlement will have no impact on the pending criminal case. Legal settlements are not unusual to come to the council. There are such resolutions on almost every council agenda, but the size is among the largest in memory, and given the notoriety of the case, other recent deaths, shootings, and settlements across the country like this across the nation, and 2 officer-related shootings here in Nashville last Friday, it'll be interesting to see how much debate this resolution brings tonight. Under other resolutions, RS 2021-794 is back for consideration. It would approve a memorandum of understanding to transfer solid waste disposal responsibilities from the Department of Public Works to the Department of Water and Sewer Services. This will be the first step towards establishing a Metro Department of Transportation within Public Works. This resolution would move Public Works' major non-transportation services elsewhere. It is thought an ordinance, or more likely an amendment to the Metro Charter, will be proposed in 2022 to set up this new Metro DOT agency. There are also different funding sources and issues that need to be worked out. In fact, there's also been conversation about setting up a new solid waste fee in Metro to fund trash and recycling services. All these matters are creating conversation and may continue to slow down the resolution. In fact, it's thought there will be perhaps a joint committee meeting between Public Works and Budget and Finance before this moves forward on second reading. Of course, that means it'll be deferred tonight. Council will also consider Resolution RS 2021-805, asking the Metro trustee to grant a 5-day grace period to those who do not pay their property taxes on time due to the recent winter storms. The deadline was February 28th. State law does not allow grace periods, but the resolution does ask the city's housing fund to review the situation and offer assistance to those who need help paying their taxes or late fees. It is thought that tax delinquencies are higher this year due to the 34% property tax increase that was approved last June. On second reading tonight, the council will consider BL 2021-617 to reduce Metro water sewer bills by $10 million. That would occur by repealing a similar size in lieu of tax payment by water services to the Metro government. The council approved a major rate increase last year in water rates in the fall of 2019, and some members felt the increase was too large and perhaps was not well explained. With water sewer revenues coming in higher than expected, they want to cut the $10 million out of the rate increase. However, council staff warns that that move may take approval from the state, which strongly pressured Metro to raise water rates after years of Metro not doing so. Under Bill BL 2021-646 on second reading, the council will consider Mayor Cooper's smart parking plan to modernize the city's downtown parking system. In 2019, the council failed to approve a different parking plan offered by then Mayor David Briley and opposed by then at-large member John Cooper. Some details about this new plan, including the use of an outside firm and the overall financing, remain uncertain, and that may generate more debate and perhaps a deferral on that tonight, too. On third reading, BL 2021-535 will adopt standards regarding the design and operation of the new outdoor electrical standards to achieve light pollution reductions consistent with the International Dark Skies Association. On third reading, the council is expected to approve BL 2021-618. The bill will waive building and permit fees to repair or rebuild structures damaged in the Christmas Day bombing on 2nd Avenue. A similar waiver was granted after the deadly tornadoes that occurred in March of 2020. Finally, on third reading, BL 2021-622 would rename a portion of Kearney Street from 4th Avenue South to Inslee Boulevard. Bianca Page Way. Bianca Page was a long-time favorite on the drag circuit and a fixture, an activist, and a donor quite active in the Nashville's LGBTQ community. If you want to follow tonight's council meeting as it progresses, you can find the agenda online. Just go to the Metro Council portion of the Nashville.gov website and then on to the Legislative Information Center. We'll also be placing the bill numbers on the screen when they come up for consideration tonight so you can follow along and come up with where we are on the meeting agenda. Let's now go to Vice Mayor Jim Shulman. He'll gavel tonight's council meeting into order shortly.
Ready? Will the meeting please come to order? We welcome you to the Metro Council. Today is Tuesday, March 16th, 2021, day before St. Patrick's Day. Will all members of the council, as well as the public, please rise for the invocation, remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Invocation this evening will be offered by Priest Francisco Garcia, the Assistant Chaplain at St. Augustine's Episcopal Church, a guest of Councilmember Sandra Sepulveda. Priest Garcia, can you hear us? You're muted. All right, we will try to get back to the invocation. We'll go on to the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we'll come back. We'll check with. All right. So, members of the council, can you hear us? If you can, wave. All right. So, everybody hold on. Everybody can have a seat for just a second. The members of the council can't hear us in the chamber. So if you can hear us at home, just hold on. We're having some technical difficulties. All right, members of the council, can you hear me now? They can hear me now. All right.
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
All right, we ready to go?
Yes. You want to test it? I'm not sure we're getting good audio from them.
All right, so members of the council, y'all can hear us. Would somebody, Councilmember Allen, would you hit your button and just recognize that you can hear me so I can see if I can hear you?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, we can barely hear you. So everyone sit tight for just a second. We're checking what's going on here.
I'll plug this in once other people. Technical difficulty. So there will be two places where he has to read through a whole bunch of captions and committee reports, and that's not case.
So we're checking our system again. Councilmember Allen, can you respond to my request to speak to me, please?
Yes, especially if other people will remind me to remute. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're not picking up any sound coming from you all now.
We're talking.
Everybody hold tight.
could make for a shorter meeting if they didn't have to listen to us.
Everything's on consent tonight.
So council members, we can actually hear you off, well, we could hear you coming through the WebEx.
Box that comes through here like a second later.
How quickly can everyone get to the chamber?
Probably 22 minutes.
I think I'll be there in May.
Depends on if you're in the GSD or USD.
I'm in both. Well, I mean, I'm 2 miles from the USD.
Councilman Cash, I love your headgear.
Love the hat.
Is Cash a traditionally Irish name?
It is not.
It's the school
But I'm always up for a holiday.
I hope you celebrated Pi Day as well.
I celebrated but did not have pie. I'm
had
sad to
pie.
say. We had some strawberry shortcake, but that's about as close as we got.
That's round, that counts.
All right, council members, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes.
And Councilmember Allen, I can hear you. So we have devised a new strategy to get this thing done. So we're going to see if we can pull this one off. All right, so we are going to start again. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry for the technical problems. We're not sure exactly what's going on, but we are proceeding ahead. So here we go. So for the second time tonight, will the meeting please come to order? We welcome you to the Metro Council. Today is Tuesday, March 16th, 2021. All members of the council, as well as the public, please rise for the invocation and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. The invocation this evening will be offered by Priest Francisco Garcia, the Assistant Chaplain at St. Augustine's Episcopal Church, a guest of Council Member Sandra Sepulveda.
Good evening, friends. Can everyone hear me okay?
We can hear you.
Wonderful. Grace and peace to all the members of the Metro Council this evening and all who are gathered here together for this important meeting. And thanks to Councilmember Sepulveda for the invitation. I wanted to begin this invocation by sharing a few verses of Psalm 118, verses 19 through 20. Open to me the gates of righteousness, that I may enter through them and give thanks to the Lord. This is the gate of the Lord. The righteous shall enter through it. So this psalm can be read a number of different ways, like many scriptures. One, it could be a call to personal repentance and finding peace within ourselves. It's also about a call to engage in acts of justice and mercy. And so in this season where we've all been through a year of pandemic isolation, physical separation, and where many members of our community have suffered, greatly due to this, more so than others. We keep in mind the most vulnerable in our communities. And with that spirit, I offer this prayer as you engage in this important work. Let us pray. Gracious, loving, life-giving, liberating God, we pray for all those who live, work, and play in Nashville, Davidson County, remembering especially this evening our friends on the street without reliable shelter. all workers who are on the front lines of exposure, providing care and essential services during this ongoing pandemic, all people who face economically precarious situations, especially those who are unemployed, underemployed. We pray for the deliberations of this Metro Council this evening and for all who are present, so that tonight's discussions and decisions reflect a hunger and a thirst for justice, a concern for the most vulnerable members of our communities. May we all work together in the efforts to create a just, sustainable, and more livable city for all. Together, may we enter into the gates of righteousness, love, and compassion. In the name of all that is holy, we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, you all may be seated. Madam Clerk, there she is. Madam Clerk, I need for you to call the roll.
Yes, sir. Councilman Mendez is present. Councilmember Hurt is present. Ms. Allen.
Here?
Glover.
Here.
Swara. Councilmember Hall.
Present.
Toombs.
Present.
Gamble.
Present.
Swope.
I am here.
Clerk, I wasn't able to hear you. Madam Clerk, I wasn't able to hear you, but this is Sean Parker. I'm here.
This will be better. Thank you. Let me check on Councilmember Swara.
She's not here tonight.
She's not going to be here this evening. Councilmember Withers.
Present.
Benedict.
Councilmember Benedict.
Van Reese. Here. Hancock.
Present.
Young. We'll come back. Hager.
Here.
Evans. Check back. Bradford.
Present.
Roten.
Present.
Syracuse.
Present.
Welsh. Present. Sledge.
Present.
Cash.
Present.
O'Connell.
Present.
Roberts.
Present.
Taylor.
Present.
Hauser.
Present.
Druffel. We'll check back. Murphy.
Present. Sorry, I couldn't get my mute fast enough. Present.
Okay, thank you, Councilman Druffel. Councilor Murphy.
Present.
Pulley.
Here.
Johnston.
Present.
Nash.
Present.
Berger. Present. Porterfield. We'll check again. Sepulveda.
Present.
Rutherford.
Here.
Stiles.
Present.
Lee. And Henderson.
Here.
Rosenberg. All right, checking again for Councilmember Benedict. Young. Evans. Porterfield. And Lee. We have 35 members present, Vice Mayor.
No, he's not. Madam Clerk, we're double checking our number.
Okay.
I think we have Laura, Benedict, Young, Evans, Porterfield, and Lee.
Madam Clerk, if you would, come on up and let's double check our list.
Feedback. Oh, yeah.
34.
Members of the council, we have 34 members present, so we have a quorum. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We are meeting virtual. Remember to hit your raise your hand button if you want to be recognized. Also, you will need to mute and unmute yourself. I'm working off of a laptop now, so I want to be careful as I go so that I don't miss anybody. We're still operating under the requirements of Executive Order 65, which requires that those participating in an electronic meeting by audio means only to identify themselves each time they speak in a manner reasonably calculated to permit the public to ascertain the identity of the person speaking. So if you do not keep your camera on, please identify yourself when you begin speaking. Councilmember Johnston, you are recognized for a motion.
Thank you. Mr. President, I make a motion that the March 16th, 2021 Metropolitan Council meeting agenda constitutes essential business of this body and the metropolitan government, and that meeting electronically is necessary to protect the health, safety, and welfare of Tennesseans in light of the COVID-19 outbreak.
All right. Thank you, Councilmember Johnston. You've heard the motion properly seconded. Any discussion on the motion? Checking. Okay. Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, no. I think it's 34 in favor, 0 against. Mr. Cooper. There you go.
Voting aye, Mendez, Hurt, Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Campbell, Swope, Parker, Withers, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roten, Syracuse, Wells, Sledge, Cash, O'Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Druffel, Murphy, Pulley, Johnston, Ash, Vercher, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Henderson, and Rosenberg.
Any corrections to that? We're going to get really good by the end of this meeting at passing this computer back and forth. The vote is 34 in favor, 0 against. The motion passes. Is there a motion for adoption of the minutes of the meeting from March 2nd, 2021? Got a motion
Moved.
properly seconded. Any discussion on the minutes? Seeing none, ready to vote. All those in favor of the adoption of the minutes say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, no. Looks like it's 34 in favor, 0 against. Mr. Cooper.
Voting aye, Mendez, Hurt, Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Campbell, Swope, Parker, Withers, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roten, Syracuse, Wells, Sledge, Cash, O'Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Druffel, Murphy, Boyd, Johnston, Ash, Vercher, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Henderson, and Rosenberg.
All right. You heard the roll call, 34 in favor, 0 against. Any changes to that? Okay. The minutes are adopted. Okay, Madam Clerk, there she is. Madam Clerk, any messages from the mayor?
No, Vice Mayor, there are no messages from the mayor.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. Okay, so a couple of announcements. First, know that you all know there were some very sad events that occurred in Nashville since our last meeting. I hope you will join me in sending thoughts and prayers to all those involved and their families. On a happier note, I do want to congratulate our 5th Jubilee singers who won their first Grammy the other night. Congratulations. I'm not sure why it was the first time they had won, but they got a Grammy, so congratulations. I'm sure that we'll see a resolution coming sometime this way to recognize their outstanding achievements. The last meeting, I provided notice that there is one vacancy on the Metropolitan Community Oversight Board. The persons wishing to fill the vacant term must be representatives of either 1, a community organization, or 2, a private petition signed by 50 residents of Davidson County. Members must also be registered voters. This announcement, important deadlines and forms will be posted on the Community Oversight Board webpage. The deadline for nominations, that's why this is important, April 6, 2021. Deadline again for nominations, April 6, 2021. All nominations must be filed using the Community Oversight Board nomination form. This form must be completed by a member of a community organization or by a person intending to obtain signatures on a petition to nominate himself or herself or someone else. Nomination form should be completed, signed by the nominator, and emailed to the Metropolitan Clerk at metro.clerk@nashville.gov by no later than 4:30 p.m. on April the 6th, 2021. No later than 4:30 p.m. on April the 6th, 2021. Petition is also available online. Nominations by petition must be signed by 50 Davidson County residents, and the petition must be included as an attachment and filed at the same time as the corresponding nomination form. Again, the key for that is April the 6th, 2021, no later than 4:30 p.m. on that date. All right. Make sure that no one has any questions about that. That's information we provided at the last meeting, just checking. All right. Councilmember Hurt, you are recognized. For what purpose?
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. I appreciate you giving me this opportunity to bring forward resolution RS 2021-830, and I'm asking for approval.
All right, so Councilmember Hurt has requested that we move up to the beginning of the agenda RS 2021-830, which is found on page 10 of your agenda. It's item number 27. We have some special guests in the audience. Is there any objection to bringing up that resolution? Seeing none, without objection. Councilmember Hurt, I'm going to read the resolution and turn it over to you. This is RS 2021-830 by Councilmember Hurt. A resolution recognizing the 55th anniversary of the 1966 Pearl High School State Basketball Championship team. Councilmember Hurt, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm asking the guests to please come forward.
All right, while you're doing that, I'm going to get a committee report from Councilmember Johnston. Councilmember?
Rules, confirmations, and elections voted 7 in favor, 0 against.
All right, so Councilmember Hurt, back to you for passage of your resolution.
Thank you so much. I move for approval.
Okay, I got a motion to approve RS 2021-830, properly seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none. Appropriate resolution during March Madness. We are ready to vote. All those in favor of RS 2021-830 say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Vote is 34 in favor, 0 against. Mr. Cooper?
Voting aye, Mendez, Hurt, Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Gamble, Swope, Parker, Witherspoon, Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roten, Syracuse, Wells, Sledge, Cash, O'Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Duffel, Murphy, Blade, Johnston, Nash, Vircher, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Henderson, and Rosenberg. I'm sorry, just Henderson, Rosenberg.
Okay. All right. The vote is 34 in favor, 0 against. Any corrections to that? Seeing none, resolution passes. Councilmember Hurt, you are recognized with some very tall gentlemen behind you.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. First, I want to thank Mr. Mose Fisher, who brought it to my attention that this illustrious team has not been celebrated or recognized by the Metro Council. So it gives me great pleasure and honor to recognize the 55th anniversary of the 1966 Pearl High School State Basketball Championship team. Whereas 2021 marks the 55th anniversary of the 1966 Pearl High School basketball team, which was the first all-black team to play an all-white team in the state championship. And whereas the 1966 Pearl High School team was coached by the legendary Cornelius Whitley. Whereas the team won 32 consecutive games with no defeats, including a victory over Memphis's Treadwell High School for the state championship held in Vanderbilt University's Memorial Gymnasium. And whereas Governor Frank Clement, who had previously watched the team play, presented the state championship trophy to the Pearl High School basketball team, which was the first time for a governor to present the trophy. And whereas the 1966 Pearl High School basketball team, Tigers, inspired all who were witness to their outstanding achievements on the hardwood, which went on to pave the way for others, present-day athletes of color in Nashville, including the 1981 Pearl High State Basketball Championship team, which was also coached by former council member Melvin Black. It gives me great pleasure to recognize 5 of those members here with us today. Walter Fisher, Ted McLean, Joe Herbert, Melvin Smith, and Charles Tony Mormon. The entire basketball team attended college, graduated, are entrepreneurs, played in the NBA, teachers, coaches, you name it, they've done it. And I am just so pleased to be able to stand here with them. And now, therefore, be it resolved by the Council of the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County, this resolution shall take in effect from and after its adoption, the welfare of the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County, requiring it introduced by Councilmember Sharon Hurt, Councilmember Zolfat Suara, and Councilmember Russ Pulley. It's my understanding, Mr. Vice Mayor, that Walter Fisher is the spokesperson. He was the captain of the captain of the basketball team, and he's still captain, according to Mr. McLean. So we're going to ask Mr. Fisher to come up and say a few words.
You are recognized captain of the basketball team.
We'd like to thank Ms. Sharon Hurt, the council, for this recognition. And she kind of stole my thunder a little bit. But let me add this. 66 was a very trying year for us as being right in the heights of the civil rights movement. There were still places downtown Nashville where we could not go. In the neighborhood, they were saying that, well, those guys pay those white guys from Memphis. They done beat everybody from county to county, from place to place. But once they get out to Vanderbilt, they're going to choke it, and they're going to start throwing the ball all over the place. Well, that didn't happen. What brings me to the question is, the significant part of that year was the governor. They said, well, you know, the governor thought the white boys were going to come out there and just beat Pearl and cause you that. No. Frank Clement was smart. He had already sent his people out to scout Pearl High basketball team. He talked to coaches, he talked to referees, and they came back to Mr. Clement. Told the governor, there's no way, no way they're going to beat those guys. And with that being said, Governor Frank Clement wanted to be present that night. It was historical. He could have been doing 1,001 other things that night. But that night, March 19th, 1966, he made it his business to be at that game to present us with the winning trophy. all from themselves. They went from jail to jail and must respond to the final show that once we got the plan, showtime had started going. Showtime was on. Look, jump out on team, 10, 12 points. At that time, was the plan. Come down the door for a no-look behind the curtain. Things that these guys are doing that. The plan was doing it when he was 15. No came. As you can see, my brother, we are so close. Can't wait. Everyone was there was a big guy, really pushing back. First thing all. That being said, thank you very much.
Mr. Vice Mayor, just point of order here. I think.
Class of 66, we are deeply humbled and honored for this opportunity this evening. Council Lady Hurt, we appreciate you for this recognition, along with Metro Council. We are very honored for this evening, and thank you folks so much for having us this evening. Thank you.
Whoop, whoop. Good luck. Thank you.
So members of the council, there are some pictures being taken in the back. And all right, Councilmember Lee has joined us. Some of you may not have been able to hear all that. It was really remarkable. And we certainly appreciate everyone being here tonight. And at some point, particularly when we come back as a body, I'd like to have them come back as well. Very proud moment to have the 5 of the players here tonight. All right, so we are now ready to proceed to elections and confirmations. Councilmember Johnson, is there a report from the Rules Committee?
Yes, thank you. We had quite a few, and so in the interest of time, I did create a consent agenda, so I'll go through that first. For Civil Service Commission, the appointment of Ms. Alicia Jones for a term expiring March 31st, 2026. For the Emergency Communications District Board, the reappointment of Mr. David Gleason, the reappointment of Ms. Susan Madsen, and the appointment of Dr. Carolyn Baldwin Tucker, all for terms expiring February 14th, 2025. The Farmers Market Board, the appointment of Mr. Will Radford for a term expiring May 5th, 2026. Fire and Building Code Appeals Board, reappointment of Mr. Kyle Nielsen for a term expiring March 1st, 2025. Work Release Commission, the appointment of Reverend Ron W. Parham for a term expiring March 16th, 2025, and Zoning Appeals Board, the appointment of Mr. Joseph Cole for a term expiring February 26th, 2026. We voted for all 6 in favor, 0 against. And I would move their approval, I'm sorry.
Okay, try it again. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Okay, looks like it's 35 in favor, 0 against. Mr. Cooper?
Voting aye, Mendez, Hertz, Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Gamble, Swope, Parker, Withers, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roten, Syracuse, Wells, Sledge, Cash, O'Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Duffel, Murphy, Play, Johnston, Ash, Verger, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Lee, and Henderson.
Okay, so the vote is 35 in favor, 0 against. Any corrections to that? All right, the motion passes. All right, back to you, Councilmember Johnson.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I don't know if I need to articulate this, but for the reappointment of Ms. Valerie Franklin for the Plumbing Examiners and Appeal Board, she withdrew that nomination. And then for Work Release Commission, the appointment of Ms. L. Denise Sawyers for a term expiring March 16th, 2025. We voted 6 in favor, 0 against to defer that one meeting. She had an emergency.
Okay, so that'll be deferred one meeting. All right. And then the reappointment of Ms. Valerie Franklin, she had withdrawn her application. Is that correct? Okay. All right. And then you've got one more.
I do have one more for Fair Commissioners Board, the appointment of Ms. Sandra V. Moore for a term expiring April 6, 2025. We voted 2 in favor, 1 against, and 3 abstentions.
All right. And then do you want to make a motion to approve?
I'd move for her approval, yes.
Okay, I got a motion to approve, properly seconded. Discussion on the appointment. Councilmember O'Connell, you're first.
Thank you, Mr. President. On this one, I guess, just given the extensive discussion last time in this specific board and the letter we received from the Minority Caucus, I am just given a little bit of pause in making an appointment of a second former council member to the same board when so much of the discussion was about sort of the nature of diversity on our boards and commissions. And again, this is one where I worry a little bit about an individual being caught in the middle of this discussion, but I'm definitely given pause by not finding someone that was more consistent with clearly expressed preferences of both the Minority Caucus, the district member, and a few others on this body. So I just want to make that plain.
All right. Thank you, Councilmember O'Connell. Councilmember Glover.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Well, yeah. I'm going to do kind of the opposite because I served with Council Lady Moore, and I appreciate her being there and taking this opportunity because she does have the history. She understands the area. She understands the vote. She understands what the people of Nashville voted for. So I appreciate her even allowing her name to be thrown into the hat. I will be supporting her. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Councilmember Glover. Councilmember Stiles, you're next.
Thank you very much, Vice Mayor. Much in alignment with Councilmember O'Connell's comments. Letters were sent to council members as well as to you and also to the mayor, clearly stating the preference of several council members of who we would have liked to have been appointed. And so my vote is a no this evening. I'm sure that former council member Moore is great and was great previously, but not what we were asking for right now. And difficult to be asked to make a decision between a former council member and who we requested. So I'm asking colleagues to please remember our conversation that we had previously regarding diversity and equity, what it was that has been asked for, and to vote accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Sepulveda, you're the last person in the queue.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. I'm just requesting a roll call vote.
All right. Councilmember Hurt, your hand is up as well.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Yes, while the Minority Caucus did endorse another candidate before this particular candidate, a nominee, had been placed forward, we did stand by that individual that we wanted, but once this particular nominee was selected and the previous endorsed candidate that we had was no longer in the running for the position, the Minority Caucus agreed that people would take their individual choices in who it is that they would support for this position. And as I understand, it's only one nominee, and that is former council member Sandra E. Moore, and I will stand in support of her. Thank you.
All right, thank you, council member. I believe, let me just double check. Councilmember Stiles, is your hand up again a second time? No, it's off. Okay. All right, there's been a request for a roll call. We are ready to vote. The motion is to approve former council member Sandra Moore to a position on the Fair Commissioners Board. Madam Clerk, take the roll.
Mendez. Abstain. Hurt.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Allen.
Aye.
Glover.
Aye.
Checking for Councilmember Sora. I understand not with us. Hall.
Aye.
Toombs.
Abstain.
Gamble.
Aye.
Swope.
Yes.
Parker.
Abstain.
Withers.
Aye.
Benedict. She may not have joined. Van Reese.
Aye.
Hancock.
Aye.
Is Councilmember Young available? Hager.
Aye.
Is Councilmember Evans available? Bradford.
Aye.
Roten. I'm sorry.
Councilmember Horton.
Okay, we'll try again later. Syracuse.
Aye.
You said aye.
Correct.
Thank you, Welsh.
No.
Sledge.
Abstain.
Cash.
Aye.
O'Connell.
No.
Roberts.
No.
Taylor.
Aye.
Hauser.
No.
Druffel.
Aye.
Murphy. I'll try again in a moment.
No.
Okay. Pulley.
No.
Johnston.
Yes.
Nash.
Aye.
Bircher.
Aye.
Porterfield. Sepulveda.
Abstain.
Rutherford.
Aye.
Stiles.
No.
Lee.
Aye.
Henderson.
Abstain.
Councilmember Roten.
I need to draw our she's looking for me.
All right, so Councilmember Roten, you're the last vote. And he is he's not on my screen. All right, so the vote is 20 ayes, 7 noes, 6 abstentions. The pick fails. Had to have 21 votes. All right, so we now go on to items on the consent calendar and resolutions. We do have a consent calendar. All right, so let me go through the list of items on the consent calendar. 806 is on consent. 807 is on consent. 808 is on consent. 810 is on consent. 811 is on consent. 812 is on consent. 813 is on consent. 814, 815, 818, 819, 820, 821, 822, 823, 824, 825, 826, 827, 828, 829, and 831. Those are the items on the consent calendars. Anything need to be bumped off the consent calendar?
Vice Mayor, this is Councilmember Stiles. Can we pull 828?
So Councilmember Stiles has requested that we pull 828. All right, 828 is going to be bumped off the consent calendar. Anything else from council members?
Vice Mayor, can we pull 810, please? The 4% fund resolution.
Okay, 810 is off consent. Okay, anybody else? All right, seeing none, I'm going to go through the items on the consent calendar, and then we'll go through the committee reports. All right, RS 2021-806 is the first item I've got on consent. This is by Toombs, Hart, Welsh, and Swara. A resolution approving Amendment 2 to the Consumer Financial Protection Initiative Grant from the Cities for Financial Empowerment Fund to the Metropolitan Government, acting by and through the Office of the Mayor to support municipal engagement to improve the financial stability of low and moderate income households. RS 2021-807, Toombs and Gamble, resolution approving an intergovernmental agreement between the state of Tennessee through the Department of Safety and Homeland Security. I'm getting feedback. So everybody make sure you mute. All right. So I'm going to keep going. We're getting feedback in the chamber. This is 2021-807, resolution approving an intergovernmental agreement between the state of Tennessee through the Department of Safety and Homeland Security and the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County through the Davidson County Sheriff's Office for the Commercial Driver's License Third-Party Testing Program. 2021-808, Cooley, Toombs, and Murphy, resolution to approve a lease extension between the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County, acting by and through the Davidson County Clerk's Office, and Grace's Plaza Ltd. for office based at 4009 Hillsborough Pike. Item number 8, RS 2021-811 by Councilmember Swara, Toombs, and Allen. A resolution to approve the Second Amendment to 2 grant contracts for constructing affordable housing between the Metropolitan Government, acting by and through the Metropolitan Housing Trust Fund Commission and Crossroads Campus and Westminster Home Connection. RS 2021-812, Swara, Toombs, Taylor, and Welsh. Resolution approving Amendment 2 to a subrecipient grant agreement from the Metropolitan Development and Housing Agency to the Metropolitan Government, acting by and through the Metropolitan Action Commission to address rent and mortgage assistance for up to 3 months for eligible households resulting from the COVID-19 pandemic. RS 2021-813, Toombs and Gamble, resolution accepting a Victims of Crime Act, a VOCA grant from the Tennessee Department of Finance Administration, Office of Criminal Justice Programs to the Metropolitan Government, acting by and through the Metropolitan National Office of Family Safety to fund office equipment purchases. RS 2021-814, Toombs, Gamble, and Swara, resolution approving an application for improving criminal justice response to domestic and dating violence, sexual assault, and stalking grant from the U.S. Department of Justice to the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County, acting by and through the Office of Family Safety to expand high-risk coordinated community response teams to reduce the risk of homicide and address high-risk victimization. RS 2021-815, Toombs, Taylor, and Welsh, a resolution approving Amendment 7 to a contract by and between the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County through the Metropolitan Board of Health and Vanderbilt University Medical Center to participate as a member site in the CDC Tuberculosis Trials Consortium studies. RS 2021-818, Toombs, Taylor, and Welsh, resolution approving a contract by and between the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County through the Metropolitan Board of Health and Nurture the Next to provide funding for a program coordinator for the Collective Impact Initiative, ACE Nashville.
Pause right there. I think we can use this feature back in the microphone.
Okay, we're gonna try and see if we can get the microphone working. Okay, council members, can you hear me? Council members? Okay, so I see Bob Nash with his hands up. Okay, so that's good. All right.
It's an echo.
An echo? Well, I think we're switching, we're taking the microphone away, so I think we're good. Better? All right. RS 2021-818, a resolution approving a contract bond between the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and the Board of Health and Nurture the Next to provide funding for a program coordinator for the Collective Impact Initiative, ACE Nashville. RS 2021-819, Toombs and Gamble, resolution accepting an emergency medical service ambulance assistance program grant from Horn LLP in conjunction with the Tennessee Department of Health to the Metropolitan Government, acting by through the Metropolitan Nashville Fire Department for the purchase and installation of ambulance lighting. RS 2021-820, Toombs and Gamble, a resolution accepting a Homeland Security grant from TEMA to the Metropolitan Government, acting by through the Office of Emergency Management to fund costs related to enhancing cyber risk assessment, terrorism prevention, catastrophic event response, and environmental hazards. RS 2021-821, Toombs and Welsh, resolution authorizing the Metropolitan Department of Law to compromise and settle the civil rights claim of Daniel Hambrick against the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County in the amount of $2.25 million. Said amount to be paid out of the Judgments and Losses Fund. RS 2021-822, O'Connell, Murphy, and Nash, resolution authorizing Muse Nashville LLC to construct and install an area encroachment at 65 Lindsay Avenue. RS 2021-823, O'Connell, Murphy, and Nash, resolution authorizing Cafe Intermezzo, Inc. to construct and install an area encroachment at 205 Demumbian Street. RS 2021-824, Roten, Murphy, and Nash, resolution authorizing Regions Financial Corporation to construct and install an area encroachment at 301 Donaldson Pike. RS 2021-825, Hall, Toombs, Murphy, and Nash, resolution approving supplement number 1 to an intergovernmental agreement by and between the State of Tennessee, Department of Transportation, and Metropolitan Government, acting through the Department of Water and Sewer Services to construct PIN number 103764.00 on SR 112, Clarksville Highway from SR 12 to SR 155. RS 2021-826 by Young, Toombs, and Nash, resolution approving an amendment to the cooperative agreement with the United States Department of Agriculture and National Resources Conservation Services to stabilize the stream banks and protect the main sewer along Manskers Creek near Old Springfield Pike in Davidson County. That's Young, Toombs, and Nash. RS 2021-827, Rutherford, Murphy, and Nash, resolution to amend ordinance number BL 2020-589, authorize the Metropolitan Government to accept additional sanitary sewer main for property located at Burkett Road, unnumbered, also known as Burkett Ridge Phase number 5. RS 2021-829 by Council Members Lee and Hurt, resolution honoring the life of Elizabeth Duff. And RS 2021-831 by Council Members Van Reese, Swara, Allen, Benedict, and a host of others, resolution recognizing the month of March as Women's History Month in Nashville and Davidson County, and further recognizing the contributions of Diane Nash as part of the month-long celebration. Anything needs to be bumped off the calendar? Hold on, I'm switching over. Off the consent calendar. All right, seeing none, let me get committee reports. Hold on just a second. All right, Councilmember Sawara is gone. Who's got the Affordable Housing Committee report?
Vice Mayor, this is Berkeley Allen. I have those.
All right, Councilmember Allen, you're recognized.
The Affordable Housing Committee considered RS 2021-811 and 812 and approved both, 6 in favor, 0 against.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Allen. Councilmember Toombs, you're recognized for Budget and Finance.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Budget and Finance voted to recommend approval for Resolution 2021-806, 807, 808, 811, 812, 813, 814, 815, 818, 819, 820, 825, and 826, 9-4-0 against, and voted to recommend approval of Resolution 2021-821, 10-4-0 against.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Toombs. Councilmember Taylor, you're recognized for Health and Hospitals.
Health and Hospitals recommended RS 2021-812, 815, 818, all 7 in favor, 0 against.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Taylor. Councilmember Murphy, Planning and Zoning.
Vice Mayor, Planning, Zoning, and Historical voted for 15 in favor, 0 against on Resolution 808, 822, 823, 824, 825, and 827.
All right.
Other committee reports, Mayor?
Excuse me, council member?
No, Courtney's telling me yes, we're good to go.
Okay. Public safety, Councilmember Gamble, you're recognized.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Public Safety recommended approval, 5 in favor, 0 against for Resolution 807, 813, 814, 819, and 820.
Okay. Thank you, Councilmember. Councilmember Nash, Public Works.
Public Works considered RS 2021-822, RS 2021-823, RS 2021-824, 825, 826, 827. Those were all approved or recommended, 8 in favor, 0 against.
All right. Thank you, Councilmember Nash. Councilmember Johnston, you got the last report, Rules Committee.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Rules considered RS 2021-829 and 831. We voted 7 in favor, 0 against. And with that, I would move the consent agenda.
All right. So, Mr. Cooper, Councilmember Benedict is now on. So now we're back to 35 members. Okay. All right. So Councilmember Johnston has moved the consent agenda. Councilmember Mendez seconds it. Any discussion on the consent agenda? All right, seeing none, we're ready to vote. All those in favor of the consent agenda say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Looks like it's 35 in favor, 0 against. Mr. Cooper, you're recognized.
Voting aye, Mendez, Hurt, Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Gamble, Swope, Parker, Withers, Benedict, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roten, Syracuse, Swell, Sledge, Cash, O'Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Druffel, Murphy, Pulley, Johnston, Nash, Vercher, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Lee, and Henderson.
All right, so the vote is 35 in favor, 0 against. Any changes to that? All right, seeing none, consent agenda passes. We're now back on item number 1. This is RS 2021-794. This is a resolution approving a memorandum of understanding to transfer solid waste disposal responsibilities from the Department of Public Works to the Department of Water and Sewer Services, along with the related operational activities, personnel, and equipment. Councilmember Rutherford, Nash, and Allen are the sponsors. Councilmember Rutherford, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'll be moving for deferral, but first let's get committee reports.
All right. Public Works, Councilmember Nash, you're recognized.
Recommend deferring 1 meeting, 8 in favor, 0 against.
All right. Thank you. Councilmember Toombs, Budget and Finance.
Budget and Finance voted to recommend a 1 meeting deferral, 9-4-0 against.
All right. Councilmember Rutherford, you've got personnel.
Yes, sir. We've recommended a 1 meeting deferral, 5 in favor, 0 against.
I think it's automatic.
And then that is my motion as well, 1 meeting deferral, please.
All right. So I'm looking at Mr. Cooper, who is saying that it's an automatic deferral by rule because of the Budget and Finance. So it's an automatic deferral to the next meeting, Councilmember. Okay. All right. So automatic deferral will show up on the next calendar. We're on RS 2021-805 by Councilmembers Hurt, Toombs, Bradford, Rosenberg, and others. This is a resolution requesting the Office of the Trustee to allow property tax payments received during the first 5 days of March to not be considered delinquent as a result of the February 2021 winter weather event. Councilmember Hurt, you are recognized at your desk.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. I do believe we have an amendment on this that Councilmember Toombs is presenting.
All right, let me make sure all the committee reports are in. Councilmember Toombs, you're recognized for an amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. I'd like to move for approval of the amendment.
All right, so there's a motion to approve the amendment, properly seconded. Back to you, Councilmember Toombs, for an explanation of the amendment.
I am going to ask Director Cooper to tell us what's in the amendment. It's a housekeeping amendment, but I don't have it pulled up in front of me.
All right, Mr. Cooper.
Yes, the amendment is at the request of Metro Legal, and it basically just converts some of the language to past tense.
All right, so got a motion to approve, properly seconded on the amendment. Any discussion on the amendment? Councilmember Hurt?
No.
Okay. Any discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, we're ready to vote on the amendment. All those in favor of the amendment say aye.
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 Aye. Aye. Aye.
Opposed, no.
Aye.
Okay, looks like it's 35 in favor, 0 against. Mr. Cooper?
Voting aye, Mendez, Hurt, Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Gamble, Swope, Parker, Withers, Benedict, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roten, Syracuse, Wells, Sledge, Cash, O'Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Druffel, Murphy, Pulley, Johnston, Nash, Verger, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Lee, and Henderson.
All right, so the vote is 35 in favor, 0 against on the amendment, so the amendment passes. Any corrections to that? Seeing none, Councilmember Hurt, you're recognized on your resolution as amended.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. And I'd just like to make a brief discussion or statement prior to the move for approval. But I want to thank the Metro trustee and Councilmember Toombs and all those who participated in trying to get us to a place where we could do something that would help our constituents. The whole idea behind this was the fact that we were closed. The city basically was closed for 5 days, a week before the due date for taxes. And we wanted to give some leeway to those constituents. And knowing that we were offering something that may not sit well with Metro Legal, we went back to the table to figure out if there was something that could be done. And we worked with the Housing Fund with Marshall Crawford, and he has funds available, housing resiliency funds available to help with that. And it's only going to pay for those delinquent taxes due during that time, especially during those 5 days that we were out. And he has those funds that are for the zip codes of 37013, 37206, 37207, 37208, 37211, 37216, and 37218 on those delinquent taxes. And one of the employees, Mr. Hampton, in the trustee's office, found that in 37208, the delinquent taxes would amount to about $2,000, something that is reasonable. And he has $2 million that he could use to pay for that. So this really is a win-win for us all because we're able to help the constituents. The Housing Fund is able to help and provide those funding, and they're looking for people. So anyone who still has delinquent taxes, reach out to Mr. Marshall Crawford at the Housing Fund, and the trustee's office is also able to collect the fees as they should and need to without there being any compromise of our system and our legalities. So with that, I ask that the resolution be approved. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Councilmember Hurt. Councilmember Hurt has again moved approval. It's been properly seconded. Got people in the queue. Councilmember Hall, you're recognized.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. This is Councilmember Hall. I stand in support of this. This is a fantastic thing that we're talking about this evening. I just recently actually recorded a PSA with Trustee Gilmore. Her office has been working with the Resiliency Fund and doing some great work. There's funds available through both offices, and in some instances, people are allowed to qualify for assistance from both. So she and I and her team from the trustee's office, even in my district, with 37218, will be out going door to door over the next 2 weeks, as the deadline is April 5th. But there is money available to help folks, and I think this is a wonderful thing. And so just please, anyone that's listening, if you're in that zip code, please reach out to the Housing Fund and or to the trustee's office and see if you qualify for some assistance. Thank you, Chair.
All right. Thank you, Councilmember Hall. Councilmember Glover, you're recognized.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I, too, will be supporting this. I'm glad we're doing it. But I'm going to tell you, if we think this is a pat on the back, let's not forget, we raised taxes 34 to 37%. While the 1 week was terrible on the weather, the fact is this created a hardship on a number of people around town, whether we had the weather or we didn't. So I will be supporting this, but I hope none of us forget that this council raised taxes, the largest that I've ever seen, and perhaps the largest we've ever had in our history. And I hope we think about that as we go forward. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Glover. Councilmember Hurt, recognizing you again.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. There's one other thing that I wanted to indicate, because we also met with Renee Pratt over social services, and we decided that it would be a great idea to bring this program as well as others to the North Nashville community. So we have a tentative date scheduled for April 15th from 10 to 2 at Magruder Center, where we're going to offer food for those, because we know that those the 37208 is also a food desert. We're going to provide them with the housing fund will be there to indicate the assistance that's available through them. They can sign up at that time, and we know that there's also a community court that's there at Magruder Center. So we're just trying to make it a one-stop shop for all of those citizens in those zip codes that qualify for the resiliency fund. Let me give you those zip codes. Get zip codes again: 37013, 37206, 207, 208, 211, 216, and 218. Thank you very much.
All right,
I move for approval.
Thank you, Councilmember Hurt. I believe you're the last person in the queue. You are. We're ready to vote. We're voting on RS 2021-805 as amended for passage as a resolution. Motion has been made, properly seconded. All those in favor of the resolution say aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Opposed, no. Resolution passes 35 to 0. Mr. Cooper, you're recognized.
Voting aye, amended, Sir Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Gamble, Swope, Parker, Withers, Benedict, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roten, Syracuse, Swell, Sledge, Cash, O'Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Truffle, Murphy, Ploy, Johnston, Ash, Verger, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Lee, and Henderson.
All right, the vote is 35 in favor, 0 against. The resolution passes. We're on item number 6, RS 2021-809 by Councilmember Toombs. Resolution appropriating to certain accounts for the benefit of the Administrative Department, Davidson County Sheriff's Office, Sports Authority, Metropolitan Action Commission, $25,742,800. Councilmember Toombs, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Committee report.
It's yours. Budget and Finance.
Budget and Finance voted to recommend approval as amended, 9-4-0 against, and 1 abstention.
Councilmember Toombs.
So there's an amendment on this that I'd like to move.
All right, so Councilmember Toombs has moved amendment number 1, properly seconded. Back to you for an explanation of the amendment.
And I will defer to Director Cooper to tell us what's in the amendment.
Mr. Cooper?
The amendment is just housekeeping, changing a number of account.
Yeah, it's just a housekeeping amendment. All right, back to you, Councilmember Toombs.
Renew my motion to approve the amendment.
Okay, so we got a motion to approve, properly seconded. Any discussions on the amendment? Councilmember Hurt, your hand's up. Is that from before? And Councilmember Hall, your hand is up. Is that from before? I'm thinking it is. Councilmember Hall? All right, we are ready to vote on the amendment. All those in favor of the amendment say aye.
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 Opposed, no. So it's 35 in favor, 0 against on the amendment. Mr. Cooper?
Voting aye, amended, Sir Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Gamble, Swope, Parker, Withers, Benedict, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roten, Syracuse, Swell, Sledge, Cash, O'Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Druffel, Murphy, Ploy, Johnston, Ash, Verger, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Lee, and Henderson.
All right, the vote is 35 in favor, 0 against on the amendment. Amendment passes. Any corrections to that? Seeing none. Okay, Councilmember Toombs, we're back on your resolution as amended.
Move for approval as amended.
All right, so Councilmember Toombs has moved for approval as amended, properly seconded. Any discussion on the resolution as amended? Seeing none, we're ready to vote. All those in favor of the resolution as amended say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, no. Resolution as amended passes 35 in favor, 0 against. Mr. Cooper?
Voting aye, amended, Sir Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Gamble, Swope, Parker, Withers, Benedict, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roten, Syracuse, Swell, Sledge, Cash, O'Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Druffel, Murphy, Pulley, Johnston, Nash, Verchurch, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Lee, and Henderson.
Right, so the vote on the resolution is, as amended, is 35 in favor, 0 against. Resolution passes. Any corrections to the vote? Seeing none, that's the vote. Resolution passes. Thank you. We are now on RS 2021-810. That's item number 7. It's by Councilmember Toombs. It's a resolution appropriating the amount of $18,838,300 from the General Fund Reserve Fund for the purchase of equipment and building repairs for various departments of the Metropolitan Government. Councilmember Toombs, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Committee report.
It's yours. Budget and Finance.
Budget and Finance voted to recommend approval, 10-4, 0 against. With that, I move for approval.
All right, so Councilmember Toombs says move for approval, properly seconded. Discussion on the measure. Councilmember Henderson, you're recognized.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I just wanted to inquire with the Finance Department. I know this comes through Budget and Finance, but it touches so many of our departments. We had some opportunity in Public Works Committee to look at some of the backup sheets and materials that come with our 4% resolutions to confirm that we were getting funding for the emerald ash borer epidemic in Public Works. I noticed the same also in Parks, and that goes along with some other capital funding. I did also inquire with Mr. Durbin, particularly the ITS, because that's such a big chunk of this, $7.3 million. And we so often see a lot of stuff come through ITS that touches all of our departments, but I don't know if Finance, just since for our constituents, our 4% resolutions are some of the the biggest kind of chunks that we see coming through that we're approving. And could somebody in the administration just speak to generally this 4% resolution? We've not seen one in a while, and if we anticipate another one this year, and anything that's of note that they want to share with the community that's included in this, please.
All right, Mr. Jameson, you're recognized on behalf of the administration.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Thank you, Councilmember Henderson. And yes, council members may remember with respect to the emerald ash borer, there was in the capital spending plan, I believe, a line item of $750,000. There's an additional 4% money under the Metro Parks Department for that as well. I'm not sure who else may be with us from Finance, if anyone. But with respect to the second question, there's no set schedule for capital spending plans. As council members know, we've had years where we've had 3 or 4. We've had years where we've had 1. I believe the best guesstimate at this point is that there would likely be a capital spending plan in the fall, but that is at best an early estimate and the best I can do. Again, I'm not sure if anybody from Finance is on the line with us, but if so, maybe I'm in.
And Mr. Jameson, to clarify, you mean a 4% resolution, correct? I mean,
correct.
This is not a CSP. Okay.
Anybody else from Finance wish to speak?
This is Tom Edelman. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Yes, there's potentially another one coming in the summer, but this was able to allocate what we had available right now.
All right, back to you, Councilmember Henderson.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. That covers it for me.
All right, Councilmember Glover, you're recognized.
I just want to make sure, I think I heard Council Lady Henderson confirm that we're talking about not CSP in the fall, but a 4% in the fall. Is that what I heard?
Yes.
Councilmember Henderson, I believe that was right.
Correct. I was just clarifying, Mr. Jameson. It was 4%. Yep.
I wanted to make sure because it caught me off guard when I heard that too. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Councilmember Glover. That's it in the queue. We're ready to vote. We're on RS 2021-810. All those in favor of the resolution say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, no. Okay. There's no no amendment on this one. So the vote is 35 in favor, 0 against. Mr. Cooper, you're recognized.
Voting aye, Mendez, Hurt, Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Gamble, Swope, Parker, Withers, Benedict, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roten, Syracuse, Swell, Sledge, Cashel, Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Druffel, Murphy, Pulley, Johnston, Nash, Verser, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Lee, and Henderson.
Right, so the vote is 35 in favor, 0 against. Any corrections to that? Seeing none, resolution passes. RS 2021-810. We are now on item number 13, RS 2021-816 by Councilmember Taylor, Welsh, and Bradford. This is a resolution approving amendments 1 and 2 to a grant from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services to the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County through the Board of Health to prepare, prevent, and respond to COVID-19 as needs evolve for clients of Ryan White HIV/AIDS program recipients. Councilmember Taylor, you're recognized.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Vice Mayor, could we take 816 and 817 together?
Mr. Cooper, any problems with that? No problems. We'll do RS 2021. Without objection, we'll do RS 2021-817 as well. Toombs, Taylor, Welsh, and Bradford. This is a resolution approving amendment number 1 to a grant from the Tennessee Department of Health to the Metropolitan Government, acting through the Metropolitan Board of Health to provide HIV/AIDS core medical services and early intervention services. Let's go to 816 first. Councilmember Taylor, I need committee reports, and that's yours.
Thank you. For 816, 6 in favor.
816? Yep.
Yep. For 816, 6 in favor, 0 against, and 1 abstention.
Okay, 6 to 0 to 1, is that right? And then on 817, let me go ahead and get the committee report on that one.
Also on 817, same, 6 in favor, 0 against, 1 abstention.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Toombs, you're the chief sponsor on 2021-817. I'm going to come to you for the budget committee report on that one.
Budget and Finance recommended approval, 9-4, against.
All right, so I've got, Councilmember Taylor, I'll come back to you. You want to do a motion to approve both of the resolutions?
Yes, please. I would like to approve both. All right, 2021, 816, 817.
Okay, so I got a motion to approve RS 2021, 816, and 817 together, properly seconded. Discussion on those two resolutions. I've got, seeing nobody in the queue. Okay, we're going to take them together. We're taking RS 2021, 816, and 817 together. All those in favor of the resolution say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Against, say opposed. Resolution passes, both resolutions pass 35.
Abstention.
Oh, okay. Resolution passes 34 to 0 to 1 abstentions. Councilmember Hurt. Mr. Cooper, you're recognized.
Voting aye, Mendez, Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Gamble, Swope, Parker, Withers, Benedict, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roten, Syracuse, Swell, Sledge, Cashel, Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Druffel, Murphy, Pulley, Johnston, Nash, Vercher, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Lee, and Henderson.
Right, so the vote is 34 in favor, 0 against, 1 abstention. Any corrections to that? Seeing none, resolutions pass, 816 and 817. We're now on RS 2021-828 by Councilmember Stiles. It's a resolution honoring the workers who assisted Nashville throughout the recent winter storm. Councilmember Stiles, you're recognized.
Thank you very much, Vice Mayor. I'd like to move for approval with a brief comment, please.
You're going to need committee reports first.
Committee reports, please.
Councilmember Johnston, RS 2021-828, Rules Committee.
Thank you. Rules voted 7 in favor, 0 against.
All right. Thank you. Back to you, Councilmember Stiles.
Thank you. So, colleagues, as we know, last month, that unexpected storm, the first one and then the second one, we had several entities that were working 12-hour shifts back to back throughout the city. So we had NES, we had Public Works, we had Metro Water, all making sure that we had our needs taken care of. And I thought it was very important for us to acknowledge and be grateful for the time, effort, and energy that all of those employees put forth during that entire week. And I would like to ask that we all sign on to this particular resolution. And I would like for everyone to vote yes, please.
All right, so Councilmember Stiles has moved for approval of RS 2021-828. properly seconded, and she wants everybody to sign on who votes in the affirmative. Everybody okay with that? All right, without objection, that's what it'll be. We're ready to vote. All those in favor of RS 2021-828 on for passage, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Opposed, no. Resolution passes 35 in favor, 0 against. Mr. Cooper, you're recognized.
Voting aye. Mendez, Hart, Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Gamble, Swope, Parker, Withers, Benedict, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roten, Syracuse, Schwell, Sledge, Cash, O'Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Druffel, Murphy, Pulley, Johnston, Nash, Vercher, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Lee, and Henderson.
All right, the vote is 35 in favor, 0 against. Any corrections to that? Seeing none, resolution passes. We have 2 late filed resolutions. They're in your packet. Resolution accepting a grant from State Farm. This is the first one. A resolution accepting a grant from State Farm to the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County, acting by and through the Nashville Fire Department for the acquisition and training of an accelerant detection canine team. That's by Councilmember Toombs. Councilmember Toombs, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Move to suspend the rules.
All right, so I need, so this is because it's a late filed resolution. It needs for a suspension of the rules. Councilmember Johnston, Rules Committee report.
We had no objection.
Okay. Councilmember Toombs has moved that we suspend the rules to get this resolution before us. Is there any objection to suspension of the rules on this one? Seeing none, rules are suspended. Councilmember Toombs, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Committee report.
Committee reports, I've got 2. One of them is yours, Budget Committee.
Budget and Finance voted to recommend approval, 10-4-0 against.
All right, Public Safety, Councilmember Nash.
That's Gamble. Gamble.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about something else. Public Safety, Councilmember Gamble, you're recognized.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Public Safety recommended approval, 6 in favor, 0 against.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Gamble. Back to you, Councilmember Toombs.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Move for approval.
Okay, so I got a motion to approve, properly seconded. Any discussion on the resolution? Seeing none, all those in favor of the resolution say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Looks like the resolution passes 35 in favor, 0 against. Mr. Cooper?
Voting aye. Mendez, Hurt, Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Gamble, Swope, Parker, Withers, Benedict, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roten, Syracuse, Swell, Sledge, Cash, O'Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Druffel, Murphy, Pulley, Johnston, Nash, Verger, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Lee, and Henderson.
All right, the vote is 35 in favor, 0 against. Any corrections to that? Late file resolution passes. We have one more by Councilmember Vercher. Councilmember Vercher, this is a resolution expressing opposition to House Bill 1280, Senate Bill 1342, which proposes to mandate nonpartisan races for all offices elected in countywide elections in Davidson County and Shelby County. Councilmember Vercher, you're recognized.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I'd like to move for suspension of the rules.
All right, so Councilmember Vercher has moved to suspend the rules on this one. Councilmember Johnston, Rules Committee report?
Rules had no objection.
All right, no objection. So Councilmember Vercher has moved to suspend the rules to get this one before us tonight. Is there any objection to suspension of the rules? I see no objection. Councilmember Vercher, rules are suspended. You're on your resolution.
Thank you so much, Vice Mayor. I'd like to move through and ask my colleagues that we stand with Shelby County in expressing our positions when we have legislation just targeted for our specific county. Last year, this is akin to the voucher bill, and I know Councilmember Rosenberg isn't present tonight, but nevertheless, I think it's important for us as a body just to have our voices conveyed to the state legislator, our position as it relates to just targeting Davidson County for specific legislation. But more importantly, regardless of where you stand on the issue for partisanship or nonpartisanship, I think most of us can agree that we take very seriously about the representation and about the message that we send as it relates to our elections in our county. And with that, Vice Mayor, I ask for my colleagues' support and approval with this. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Councilmember Vercher. You've heard the discussion. She has moved approval of the resolution. It's been properly seconded. Councilmember Glover, you're recognized.
Just very quickly, Mr. Cooper, if you vote for this, does your name get attached, or how will this be sent to the state legislature, please?
Mr. Cooper?
I believe the resolution would be sent with a list of those voting in favor. Is that correct, Madam Clerk? Okay, so it would just have a list of the sponsors. The minutes would reflect who voted in the affirmative, but the resolution itself that goes to the state would just have the sponsors.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Councilmember Glover. Anybody else? Seeing nobody else in the queue, we're ready to vote on Councilmember Vercher's resolution. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Opposed, no.
Glover abstains.
And any abstentions? Councilmember Glover is an abstention. Anybody else?
Johnston abstains, please.
Okay, Johnston and Glover. Anyone else?
Hancock.
Hancock, that's 3.
Pulley's a no.
Okay.
Paul's an extension.
Okay. So I've got the vote as 30.
Please.
Excuse me?
Abstention for Henderson, please. Thank you.
So I've got the vote as 29 for, 1 against, and 5 abstentions. All right, 29 in favor, 1 against, 5 abstentions. Any corrections? Mr. Cooper.
Voting aye, Mendez, Hurt, Allen, Toombs, Gamble, Swope, Parker, Withers, Benedict, Van Reese, Hager, Bradford, Roten, Syracuse, Wells, Sledge, Cash, O'Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Druffel, Murphy, Nash, Vercher, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, and Lee. Voting no is Pulley, and abstaining Glover, Hall, Hancock, Johnston, and Henderson.
Okay, any corrections to that? All right, resolution passes. All right, we are now on, I believe that's it on resolutions. We're now on bills on introduction and first reading. We've got 2 late filed, but we'll take them separately, or maybe 1 late filed. Bills on introduction and first reading, we'll take them as a group unless there's, and anybody needs to bump anything off. Anybody needs to bump anything off of first reading? Councilmember Glover, your hand's still up. Is that from before? There it goes. All right. We'll take it as one, in one fell swoop. I got a motion to approve bills on introduction and first reading, properly seconded. Any discussion on passage of bills on first reading? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Bills on introduction, first reading passed 35 in favor, 0 against. Mr. Cooper?
Voting aye, Mendez, Hurt, Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Gamble, Swope, Parker, Withers, Benedict, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roten, Syracuse, Wells, Sledge, Cash, O'Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Druffel, Murphy, Pulley, Johnston, Nash, Vercher, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Lee, and Henderson.
Right, the vote on first reading bills is 35 in favor, 0 against. Any corrections to that? Seeing none, the motion passes. Just one, Bill?
Just one.
Okay, so we have 1 late filed ordinance on first reading. It is in your packet. It's by Councilmember Van Reese. It's an ordinance authorizing the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County to execute a quitclaim deed conveying a small portion of the Madison Branch Library property. Councilmember Van Reese, you're recognized.
Yes, I move for suspension of the rules.
Okay, so Councilmember Van Reese has moved for suspension of the rules to get this before us on first reading. Councilmember Johnston, Rules Committee?
Rules had no objection.
All right. All right. So Councilmember Van Reese has requested that this bill regarding a quitclaim deed be put on first reading, suspension of the rules. Any objections to suspension of the rules? Seeing none, rules are suspended. Councilmember Van Reese, you're recognized on your bill on first reading.
Thank you very much. I appreciate colleagues letting us go ahead and file this late. The reason for the urgency is new property owners are in the process of closing on the Madison Square property, and Public Works needed to clear up the way in which this very unusable portion to us is going to be transferred. If there are additional questions, then folks from Public Works are available. Otherwise, that's the reason that we're needing this to get in process today.
All right, so you've got a motion to approve this matter, to put it on first reading, to approve on first reading, properly seconded. Any discussion on the bill? Seeing none, all those in favor of the bill passing on first reading say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, no. 35 in favor, 0 against. Mr. Cooper, you're recognized.
Voting aye. Amended. Cert. Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Gamble, Swope, Parker, Withers, Benedict, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roten, Syracuse, Wells, Sledge, Cash, O'Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Druffel, Murphy, Pulley, Johnston, Nash, Verger, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Lee, and Henderson.
All right. 35 in favor, 0 against. Any corrections to that? All right, the bill passes on first reading. All right, we're now ready for bills on second reading. There is a second reading consent calendar. Let's go through those. The first one I've got is item number 46, BL 2021-658, then 659, 660, 661, 662, 663, 664, 665, and 666. So everything is on the consent calendar except the first three bills, okay, on the second reading. Anything needs to be popped off of the second reading consent calendar? Seeing none, I need committee reports after I read all the bills on second reading. Okay, so the first one is 658, BL 2021-658 by Council Members Cash and Sawara. Ordinance amending Title 10 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws to adopt the 2018 National Fire Prevention Association Number 1 Fire Code as amended for use throughout the Metropolitan Government, and the 2018 NFPA 101 Life Safety Codes as amended. BL 2021-659 by Council Members Toombs, Murphy, Nash, and O'Connell. Ordinance to amend the Geographic Information System Street and Alley Centerline layer for the Metropolitan Government by abandoning a portion of Day Street right-of-way from West Trinity Lane southwestwardly. BL 2021-660 by Murphy and Nash. Ordinance authorizing Gateway Poplar, Inc. to install, construct, and maintain underground encroachments in the right-of-way located at 750 Old Hickory Boulevard. BL 2021-661, Hauser, Murphy, and Nash. Ordinance authorizing Crescent Nashville West LLC to install, construct, and maintain underground encroachments in the right-of-way located at 7113 Charlotte Pike. BL 2021-662, Roten, Murphy, and Nash. Ordinance authorizing the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County to negotiate and accept permanent and temporary easements for the 210 Belding Drive Stormwater Improvement Project for private properties located on Belding Drive and Eldon Court. BL 2021-663 by Murphy and Nash. Ordinance authorizing the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County to abandon existing public sanitary sewer manholes and easements, and to accept new sanitary sewer and water mains, sanitary sewer manholes, fire hydrant assemblies, and easements for property located at 5693 Cloverland Drive, also known as Plum Orchard Phase 1. BL 2021-664, Rutherford, Murphy, and Nash. Ordinance authorizing the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County to accept new public sewer main, sanitary sewer manholes, and easements, 6 properties located at Old Burkett Road and Nolensville Pike in Davidson and Williamson counties, also known as the 711 development. BL 2021-665, that's item number 53 by Syracuse, Murphy, and Nash. Ordinance authorizing the Metropolitan Government to relocate a fire hydrant assembly for property located at 9010 Murfreesboro Pike. And BL 2021-666, Council Members Evans, Murphy, and Nash. Ordinance authorizing the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County to accept new sanitary sewer force and water mains, fire hydrant assemblies, and easements for 3 properties located at Hesse Road and Earhart Road, also known as Ashton Park. Okay, those are the bills on second reading consent. Anything needs to come off of second reading? Councilmember Glover, your hand's up. Is that from before? Councilmember Glover. All right, I assume that's from before. All right, I'll need committee reports. Councilmember Cash, you're recognized for Codes, Fair, and Farmers Market.
Thanks. On 658, we voted 8 in favor and 0 against.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Cash. Councilmember Murphy, Planning and Zoning.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Planning, Zoning, and Historical voted on 659, 660, 661, 662, 663, 664, 665, 666. All of those were 50 in favor, 0 against.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Murphy. Public Works, Councilmember Nash.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Public Works considered 659, 660, 661, 662, 663, 664, 665, and 666. Recommend passage of all those, 8 in favor, 0 against.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Nash. And the last committee is Traffic and Parking. Councilmember O'Connell.
Thank you, Mr. President. We had Bill 2021-659. We voted 6 in favor, 0 against to approve.
All right, all committee reports are in. Councilmember O'Connell, can I get a motion for passage of the second reading consent agenda?
So moved.
I got a motion to approve, properly seconded. Any discussion on the second reading consent calendar? Seeing nobody in the queue, ready to vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Opposed, no. Looks like it's 35 in favor, 0 against. Mr. Cooper, you're recognized.
Voting aye, Mendez, Hart, Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Gamble, Swope, Parker, Withers, Benedict, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roden, Syracuse, Swell, Sledge, Cashel, Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Druffel, Murphy, Pulley, Johnston, Nash, Verger, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Lee, and Henderson.
All right, 35 in favor, 0 against. Any corrections to that? Seeing none, the second reading consent agenda passes. All right, we're now on item number 42, that's BL 2021-617 by O'Connell, Murphy, Glover, and others. Ordinance repealing resolution number RS 2020-154 pertaining to the $10 million annual Metro Water Services payment in lieu of taxes and amending Chapter 15.32 of the Metropolitan Code to reduce water rates to offset the $10 million. Councilmember O'Connell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Committee reports, please.
Budget and Finance, Councilmember Toombs.
Budget and Finance voted to recommend a one-meeting deferral, 10-4-0 against.
All right, Councilmember O'Connell, back to you.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to move for a one-meeting proclamation.
Wait a minute, I didn't hear the last part.
Sorry, I'd like to move for a one-meeting deferral with a brief explanation.
Okay, so Councilmember O'Connell has moved for a one-meeting deferral, properly seconded. Back to you, Councilmember O'Connell.
Thank you, Mr. President. On this one, I appreciate Metro Finance getting back to me with some material. I just did not get an opportunity to review them before this meeting and would like to before bringing this to the floor for consideration. So appreciate their responsiveness, and I will make sure to review the materials they responded with before our next meeting. Thank you.
All right, so again, the motion before us is a motion to defer one meeting. Anybody in the queue? Seeing none, ready to vote. All those in favor of the one meeting deferral say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, no. Looks like it's 35 in favor, 0 against. Mr. Cooper, you're recognized.
Voting aye, Mendez, Hurt, Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Gamble, Swope, Parker, Withers, Benedict, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roten, Syracuse, Swell, Sledge, Cashel, Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Druffel, Murphy, Pulley, Johnston, Nash, Verger, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Lee, and Henderson.
All right, vote is 35 in favor, 0 against. Bill 2021-617 is deferred one meeting. Item number 43, BL 2021-640 by Councilmember Parker. Ordinance to amend Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code by changing from RS5 to RM15A NS zoning for property located at 1305 Lishy Avenue, approximately 300 feet north of Douglas Avenue. It's 0.18 acres. Councilmember Parker, you're recognized.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I'd move the bill for a brief comment, and then I'll make a motion.
So you need a committee report first.
Yes, sir. Committee reports, please.
Councilmember Murphy, you're recognized. Planning and Zoning.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Planning, Zoning, and Historical voted 14 in favor, 0 against, 1 abstention, and I would like to be marked as abstaining. This is neighboring property to my family.
Okay. So it was the vote was for it, for approval? Is that right? Okay.
I'm sorry, yes, it was for approval on second, but re-referral on third.
Okay. All right, back to you, Councilmember Parker.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I'd like to move for approval with a re-referral to Planning, Zoning, and Historical Committee on third reading, and if I can make a brief comment.
All right, so the motion is to approve tonight with a re-referral back to Planning and Zoning, properly seconded. Back to you.
Yeah, this one, I've had just conversations with some of the neighbors, and we're going to use the bonus week we have to sort of come sit down with the developer and the neighbors and determine whether any changes are necessary to this bill before it moves forward on third. So I look forward to that. And with that, I'll renew my motion to approve and re-refer to planning.
All right, so you've heard the motion, again, properly seconded. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, no. Looks like it's 35 in favor, 0 against. Mr. Cooper? Oh, I'm sorry. And there, with the 1 abstention from Councilmember Murphy. So it would be 34-0 to 1. Mr. Cooper, you're recognized.
Voting aye, Mendez, Hurt, Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Gamble, Swope, Parker, Withers, Benedict, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roten, Syracuse, Wells, Sledge, Cash, O'Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Druffel, Pulley, Johnston, Nash, Verger, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Lee, and Henderson.
All right, so the vote is 34 in favor, 0 against, 1 abstention. Is that correct? Okay. Bill passes on second reading with a re-referral back to Planning and Zoning. All right. Item number 44, Bill 2021-646, Councilmember O'Connell, Nash, Hancock, and Welsh. Ordinance making amendments to various provisions of Titles 2 and 12 of the Metropolitan Code to facilitate the implementation and operation of a smart parking program. Councilmember O'Connell, you're recognized on your bill.
Thank you, Mr. President. Committee reports, please.
All right. Public Works, Councilmember Nash.
Public Works voted to defer the meeting, 9 in favor, 0 against.
All right, thank you. Traffic and Parking, that's yours, Councilmember O'Connell.
Thank you, Mr. President. We voted 6 in favor, 0 against for a 1-meeting deferral.
All right, back to you on your bill.
Great, thank you. And I will move for a 1-meeting deferral.
Okay, so the motion is to move this bill 1 meeting, properly seconded. Any discussion on the deferral motion? Seeing none, we're ready to vote on the.
Vice Mayor.
Okay, Councilmember Glover, is that your hand up this time? All right, it's been up for a while. That's why I wasn't sure. Okay, Councilmember Glover, you're recognized on the deferral motion.
So I'm going to support the deferral, but I would ask that this come back to Budget and Finance also, because I think there needs to be some vetting with regards to money that may be exchanged or what might happen down the road, as opposed to getting caught off guard as we proceed with however this thing proceeds. So I would just ask that since we're deferring, it be referred also to Budget and Finance. Thank you.
So, Mr. Cooper.
My motion.
Councilmember O'Connell?
I'm happy to amend my motion to do that.
He just wants to add that to his motion.
Okay. All right. So if Councilmember O'Connell is okay, we'll include it as a refer to Budget and Finance as well. Okay. So the motion is to defer 1 meeting and also send it to Budget and Finance. Councilmember Allen, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. I just want to check, does this automatically go back to the Public Works and Traffic and Parking committees?
Yes, it does.
Do we need?
Uh-huh.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
That's all I need.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we're I think that's it on the queue. All those in favor of BL 2021-646 being deferred in 1 meeting and also going to Budget and Finance when it comes back, say aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Opposed, no. 35 in favor of the deferral motion, 0 against. Mr. Cooper, you're recognized.
Voting aye. Mendez, Hurt, Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Gamble, Swope, Parker, Withers, Benedict, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roten, Syracuse, Swell, Sledge, Cash, O'Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Druffel, Murphy, Pulley, Johnston, Nash, Furcher, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Lee, and Henderson.
All right, so the vote is 35 in favor of the deferral motion, 0 against. Bill will be deferred 1 meeting. All right, next bill on second reading is BL 2021-657 by Council Members Cash, Bradford, Taylor, and Suara. Ordinance to amend Chapter 2.64 of the Metropolitan Code to require an annual board commission membership demographic report to be provided to the Metropolitan Council. Councilmember Cash, you are recognized.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Committee reports, please.
All right, rules, confirmations, public elections. Councilmember Johnston.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Rules voted in favor, 7 in favor, 0 against the bill as amended.
Okay. Thank you. Back to you, Councilmember Cash.
All right. Should I amend the bill, move the amendment first?
You can move the amendment. That's fine.
I'd like to move the amendment with a brief explanation.
All right. So Councilmember Cash has moved amendment number 1 to BL 2021-657, properly seconded. Back to you, Councilmember Cash, for discussion of the amendment.
Thank you. The amendment is correcting something that was left out, unfortunately. I had asked for basic demographics. Gender identification was left out, which was my intent from the beginning of this bill, and this puts it back in.
Okay. So Councilmember Cash has explained the amendment. Again, it was properly seconded. Any discussion on the amendment? Councilmember Glover, your hand's up. Is it off again, or is it on?
No, I brought it down like I was supposed to, but it's back up again.
Is it back up? You want to talk on this one?
Yes,
okay.
sir, I did.
All right. Councilmember Glover, you're recognized on the amendment.
Yeah, I regret I couldn't come to the committee to hear the discussion on this. Mr. Cooper, are we getting into dangerous waters here with regards to when we start asking for these kind of things? I mean, I probably am not going to support this because it really bothers me that we're going down some of the paths we're going down. But I just wonder if we're going a little too far down various paths.
Mr. Cooper?
No, this is just a reporting requirement. It doesn't impose any kind of set-asides or anything. So from a constitutional standpoint, it's fine to have a reporting mechanism.
Okay. Well, I mean, but if we start requiring because we think things are out of whack, does that start bothering and getting into constitutional questions?
Yes, if you started setting aside specific positions for boards and commissions, that could pose a constitutional problem.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Vice Mayor.
All right. Thank you, Councilmember Glover. Anybody else with questions? So we are on.
Vice Mayor, I'd like to speak to the comment there.
Councilmember Cash, you're recognized.
Thank you, sir. This is so that we get good information. It is not creating quotas, which the Supreme Court outlawed in the 70s, way long ago. This is only giving us good information. We had a couple of hours debate about related to one board seat. And that's exactly why I asked staff to write this bill, so that we were getting good information. We didn't have to ask anybody for it, that at least once a year we're getting good information about the makeup of our boards and commissions. What we do with that information, I know that I hope we make sure that our boards are diverse. But if the councilman is suggesting that we are getting into quotas, we're not, and this has nothing to do with that. This is making sure that we have good information so we can make informed decisions about the makeup of our boards and commissions. And I made sure that the mayor's office is included in the recipient, who receives that report.
Thank you, Councilmember Cash. I got other people in the queue. Councilmember Welsh, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. I am very much in support of this bill, and I feel like even the sense that someone might think that this bill means a quota system is misguided. Just because you have a quota of representation in terms of how you're defining diversity does not mean it is in fact diversity. Diversity is much more than that. It is gender, it is racial, it is ethnic, it is economic. And we just need to make sure as a city that we are giving voice to every person who has to live with the decisions that we make on all the things that are collectively owned by our city, so that their concerns and their interests and their perspectives are not dismissed. So quotas don't equal diversity. Diversity is having the different perspectives, the different points of view, the different life circumstances that make you see a certain situation in the way that you do. And we want to make sure, or I believe that we want to make sure as a body, that we are addressing everyone's concern so that everyone feels like on every level of this government, they can participate fully. So I am 100% in support of this bill, and I truly urge my colleagues to support it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Gamble. You're recognized.
Thank you, Vice Mayor, and I just want to reiterate some of the comments that have already been made by our colleagues. It is very clear that we need more diversity, all kinds of diversity on our metro boards and commissions, and I appreciate Councilman Cash bringing forth this legislation to help provide information, facts for us to do that in a successful and equitable way. So just appreciate Councilman Cash bringing forth this legislation, and I will be supporting it today. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Councilmember Gamble. All right. We are still on the amendment to this bill. So nobody else in the queue. We're ready to vote on the amendment. Councilmember Glover, I see your hand down there. You're recognized.
Yeah. So while I appreciate some of the things that have been said, I still have feelings. I'm allowed to have that just as we all are here. But I'm very glad to hear that we want to make sure we hear from the citizens of Nashville, because if we'd have done that during the massive tax increase, then it may have been a different outcome. So glad to hear that we want to hear from folks, but I'm allowed to have my feelings. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Glover. I think that's it on the queue. We're ready to vote on the amendment by Councilmember Cash. All those in favor of the amendment say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Looks like the vote is 34 in favor, and Councilmember Glover, was that a no?
No, I'm voting yes on the amendment.
Okay, so yes on the amendment. So it's 35 in favor, 0 against. Mr. Cooper?
Voting aye. Mendez, Hurt, Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Gamble, Swope, Parker, Withers, Benedict, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roten, Syracuse, Swell, Sledge, Cash, O'Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Druffel, Murphy, Pulley, Johnston, Nash, Verger, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Lee, and Henderson.
All right, so the vote is 35 in favor, 0 against on the amendment. Any corrections to that? All right, amendment passes. Councilmember Cash, you are back on your bill as amended.
Thank you. I would like to move it, but I do have another comments I'd like to make before we vote on it.
Okay, so Councilmember Cash has moved his bill as amended, properly seconded. Back to you, Councilmember Cash.
Thank you. I just wanted to add that Mrs. Waits, our clerk, our Metro clerk, who's responsible for compiling a report like this, has also been working with the IT department, putting a lot of work to make sure this information is going to be up on a Metro website that we can access. It won't be, it'll be updated more than just once a year. And that is already in the works. And I do want to acknowledge her hard work and the IT department's hard work on that. This just makes sure that we get something every year, and the mayor's office gets something every year. I picked October 1st because that's about the time that new committees and every 4 years a new council is kind of coming in. So it seems like a good time to get that report and reflect upon it. I encourage my colleagues to support. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Councilmember Cash. The motion is to approve the bill as amended on second reading. Nobody else in the queue. We're ready to vote. All those in favor of BL 2021-657 as amended, say aye.
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 Opposed, no.
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 I know Glover, Swope, and was there a third? Anybody? So Glover is a no, Swope is a no. Anybody else? Okay, so it sounds like a 33-2. Mr. Cooper?
Voting aye, Mendez, Hurt, Allen, Hall, Toombs, Gamble, Parker, Withers, Benedict, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roten, Syracuse, Welsh, Sledge, Cashel, Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Druffel, Murphy, Pulley, Johnston, Ash, Vercher, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Lee, and Henderson.
Right, so the vote is 33 in favor, 2 against on 2021-657 as amended, passing on second reading. Any corrections to that? All right, bill passes on second reading. All right, I believe that's it on second reading. We now move to bills on third reading. We're on page 18. There's a number of bills on consent. Starting with item number 57. So let's go through those. BL 2021-607 is on consent. 610 is on consent. 618, 619, 622, 633, 636, 638, 639, 641, 642, 644, 645, 647, 648, 649, 650, 651, 652, 653. Those are all the items on the third reading consent calendar. Anything needs to be bumped off third reading consent? All right, seeing none, I'll go through the bills on consent. BL 2021-607 is the first one on third reading consent. Councilmember Welsh is the sponsor. Ordinance to amend Title 17 by changing from RS5 to RM20A NS zoning for property located at 323 Whitsett Road at the southwest corner of Fannie Williams Street and Whitsett Road, 0.17 acres. BL 2021-610 by Gamble. Ordinance to amend Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code by canceling a planned unit development for a portion of property located at Brick Church Pike unnumbered at the northwest corner of Old Hickory Boulevard and Brick Church Pike, zoned R20. BL 2021-618 by Aquano, Welsh, Allen, and others. Ordinance
on our Facebook page.
So somebody needs to mute their microphones. Ordinance providing for the waiver of certain building permit fees for the repair or rebuilding of property damage as a result of the December 25th, 2020 blast. BL 2021-619, Robertson, Welsh. Ordinance to amend Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws to amend Chapter 17.24 and 17.40 to add language pertaining to plans for street trees and streetscapes. BL 2021-622, Sledge, Withers, Van Reese, and others. Ordinance to amend the GIS systems map for the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County by changing the name of Kearney Street from 4th Avenue Street to Ensley Boulevard to Bianca Page Way. BL 2021-633 by Councilmember Parker. Ordinance to amend Title 17 by changing from RS5 to R6A zoning for property located at 1601 Meridian Street, the corner of Meridian Street and Marshall Street. It's 0.15 acres. BL 2021-636 by Councilmember Taylor. Ordinance to amend Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code by changing from RS5 to SP zoning for property located at 1604 Wayla Street at the northwest corner of Wayla Street and 16th Avenue North, 0.2 acres, to permit up to 2 detached residential units. BL 2021-638 by Councilmember Hall. Ordinance to amend Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code by change from R40 and CL to SP zoning for properties located at 7215 White Creek Pike, part of properties located at 7221 to 7227 White Creek Pike, approximately 210 feet south of Gifford Place, 7.66 acres, to permit farm equipment sale and services. Item number 66, BL 2021-639 by Councilmember Taylor. Ordinance to amend Title 17 by change from RS5 to RA zoning for property located at 2937 Torbett Street, approximately 810 feet west of 28th Avenue North, that's 0.23 acres. BL 2021-641 by Councilmember Van Reese. Ordinance to amend Title 17 by changing from RS20 to ON zoning for properties located at 929 and 931 Old Hickory Boulevard, approximately 390 feet east of Dickerson Pike, Pike, 1.66 acres. BL 2021-642 by Councilmember Hall. Ordinance to amend Title 17 by changing from RS 15 to R15 zoning for property located at 4020 Meadow Road on the east side of Meadow Road and approximately 220 feet south of Cedar Circle, 0.33 acres. Item number 70, BL 2021-644, Councilmember Johnston. Ordinance to amend Title 17 by changing from RM20 and RS10 to R10 zoning for property located at 387 Old Peregrine Mills Road, approximately 220 feet southwest of Peregrine Mills Road, 0.43 acres. BL 2021-645 by Councilmember Toombs. Ordinance to amend Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code by applying a neighborhood conservation overlay district to various properties within the Haynes Heights area located north of West Trinity Lane and west of Whites Creek Pike, zoned RS20. It's 171.29 acres. Item number 72, BL 2021-647 by O'Connell, Murphy, and Nash. Ordinance authorizing 3H Group, Inc. to install, construct, and maintain underground and aerial encroachments in the right-of-way located at 1500 Charlotte Avenue. BL 2021-648, O'Connell, Murphy, and Nash. Ordinance to amend the GIS systems and alley centerline layer by abandoning an approximate 80-foot portion of Leah Avenue right-of-way between 7th Avenue South and 8th Avenue South. BL 2021-649, O'Connell, Murphy, and Nash. Ordinance to amend the GIS system, street, and alley centerline layer for the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County by abandoning alley number 2058 right-of-way south of Lebanon Pike and east of Rucker Avenue. BL 2021-650 by O'Connell, Murphy, and Nash. Ordinance to amend the GIS system, street, and alley centerline layer for the Metropolitan Government by abandoning alley number 142 right-of-way and easement from Leah Avenue to Drexel Street. BL 2021-651 by Slash, Murphy, Nash, and O'Connell. Ordinance to amend the GIS system, street, and alley centerline layer for the Metropolitan Government by abandoning an unnumbered alley right-of-way and easement from the 6th Avenue South and Oak Street intersection southwestward. Item number 77, BL 2021-652 by Sledge, Murphy, and Nash. An ordinance authorizing the Metropolitan Government to abandon existing public water mains and easements and to accept new public water mains, fire hydrant assemblies, and easements for two properties located excuse me, at 715 Merritt Avenue and Hagan Street unnumbered. And BL 2021-653 by Sledge, Murphy, and Nash. Ordinance authorizing the Metropolitan Government to abandon a sanitary sewer main, adjust the sanitary sewer manhole, and to accept sanitary sewer main encased in concrete and one sanitary sewer manhole for properties located on 13th Avenue South, also known as AMC Publishing House. I believe that's it on third reading consent calendars. Does anything need to be bumped off the consent calendar? All right, seeing none, I've got committee reports coming from Planning and Zoning. Councilmember Murphy, you're recognized.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. This is Councilwoman Murphy. We voted on 607, 610, 633, 636, 637, 638, 639, 641, 644, 643, 644, 645. All of those were 15 in favor, 0 against.
All right, thank you, council member. Okay, she included some that were on.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Councilmember Murphy, can I get a motion to amend, to approve the third reading consent calendar, please?
I would love to move that all committee reports in.
All committee reports are in. Okay, so I got a motion to approve bills on third reading consent, properly seconded. Any discussion on any items on the third reading consent calendar? Seeing Councilmember Sledge, you're recognized.
Thanks, Vice Mayor. I apologize. I was trying to pull it up while you were asking. I need to bump 651 from the consent agenda.
Okay, 651 is bumped from the consent calendar. Councilmember Murphy, I'm going to come back to you because you had made a motion to approve, so we're going to have to, I think we have to just make sure that it's clear that we're not including that one in the passage of your motion. Councilmember Murphy?
Yes, this is Councilwoman Murphy, and I would like to restate my motion to pass that all committee reports are in and pass the consent agenda without 651, I believe.
All right, that's the one. All right, so I got a motion to approve, properly seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the passage of bills on third reading consent say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, no. Looks like it's 35 in favor, 0 against. Mr. Cooper?
Voting aye. Mendez, Hurt, Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Gamble, Swope, Parker, Withers, Benedict, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roten, Syracuse, Swell, Sledge, Cashel, Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Druffel, Murphy, Pulley, Johnston, Ashfurcher, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Lee, and Henderson.
Right, so the vote is 35 in favor, 0 against. The bills on the third reading consent agenda passes. Any changes to that? Motion passes. All right, we're on item number 55. This is on page 18. It's Bill 2025-35 by Council Members Allen, Welsh, O'Connell, and others. Ordinance amending Title 16 and 17 of the Metropolitan Code regarding the design and operation of outdoor electrical lighting to achieve light pollution reduction consistent with International Dark Sky Association guidelines. Councilmember Allen, you're recognized.
Mr. Vice Mayor, I would like to move to defer with a brief explanation.
Okay, let's get some committee reports in first. Codes, Fair and Farmers Market. Councilmember Cash, you're recognized.
Yep, we voted 8 to 0 to defer one meeting.
Okay, thank you. And Planning and Zoning, Councilmember Murphy.
Thank you. This is Council Lady Murphy, and we voted to defer one meeting, 16 in favor, 0 against.
All right. Thank you, Councilmember Murphy. Councilmember Allen, back to you.
Thank you. And just to clarify, that should defer and re-refer to those two committees.
That's right.
Is my motion. And the brief explanation, this bill is to reduce light pollution. I have gotten lots of people who are enthusiastically in favor of this, both from a sky glow standpoint, which affects health and the ecology as well as waste of energy, but also just from a light trespass, shining in people's bedroom windows. I think it's going to give us some better tools to deal with that as well. I am still working on several amendments to deal with the downtown area. We have known from the start that people don't go downtown to see stars in the sky. They go downtown to see other kinds of stars, and we need to respect that difference. So I have been meeting with stakeholders on that. I'm still working with them and with planning on a good definition of the area that is good policy, and we are getting closer and closer on that and should have that ready by the next meeting. There's also a proposed amendment by Councilmember Henderson, which I appreciate, which would deal with sports courts that currently aren't covered to ensure that that's covered as well. So with that not-so-brief explanation, I would renew my motion for a one-meeting deferral.
All right, so Councilmember Allen has renewed her motion for a one-meeting deferral, again, properly seconded. Any discussion on the one-meeting deferral? Councilmember Glover?
Thank you, Vice Mayor. And if I may I direct the question to Council Lady Allen?
Okay, remember, it's on the deferral motion, not on the bill.
I know, and
okay.
That's why I want to direct the question. I don't know. I tried to come in and listen to planning and zoning and listen to the discussion that you guys had. I didn't hear much because I wasn't there for the entire discussion. Has there been any discussion with regards to the number of staffing codes that may be needed in order to enforce this? That's why I'm asking. I'm going to support the deferral, but I don't know if that question's come up because I think there's an economic impact to the city as well.
So no, that's a Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, may I respond?
Sure, Councilmember Allen.
Great. Thank you. No, that's a great question. I appreciate you bringing that up. So I met with codes midway through this process and worked through a way that this would not add a burden to them. And the process that's spelled out within the bill is that the designer of the project, the electrical designer, which often is going to be an electrical engineer or an electrical professional at the store that sells the lighting, is the one who will be tasked with checking the requirements, which is essentially just a lighting level and some controls. It's not stuff that they're not already doing. And at the end of their design process, they will write a letter that says, we have met these requirements. So at the codes office, when they come in for plans review, all they're going to do is look for that letter, and if it's there, they check off that box, and if it's not there, they say, we need you to do that. So based on the conversations I've had with codes, they don't anticipate this adding a burden. And I appreciate you asking that question.
All right. Thank you, Vice Mayor. Like I said, I tried to be in committee, and I just
good question.
Part of it. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Councilmember Glover. We're back on a motion to defer one meeting. Seeing nobody else in the queue, we are ready to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion to defer passes 35 in favor, 0 against. Mr. Cooper?
Voting aye. Mendez, Hurt, Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Gamble, Swope, Parker, Withers, Benedict, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roden, Syracuse, Wells, Sledge, Cash, O'Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Druffel, Murphy, Pulley, Johnston, Nash, Richards, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Lee, and Henderson.
All right, so the motion is approved, 35 in favor, 0 against. Motion to defer passes. Any corrections? Great. Item number 56, Bill 2020-578 by Councilmember Taylor. Ordinance to amend Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code by changing the preliminary plan of properties located at 1 City Avenue, 4, 5, 6, and 8 City Boulevard, and 7 and 9 City Place, and City Boulevard unnumbered, at the southwest corner of the City Boulevard and 28th Avenue North, Zone SP, 18.93 acres. Increase the maximum allowed residential units from 600 to 850 multifamily residential units. Councilmember Taylor, you are recognized.
Thank you. This is deferred by rule.
Deferred by rule?
Yes.
Through planning and zoning? Okay. So planning and zoning, it looks like it was deferred by rule, so automatic deferral of one meeting. So it'll show up on the next calendar. Thank you, Councilmember Taylor. All right, we're now on item number 64. It's on page 23 of your calendar. It's BL 2021-637 by Councilmember Parker. Ordinance to amend Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code by changing from IR to MUNA zoning for properties located at 754 Douglas Avenue and 830 West McKinney Avenue, approximately 260 feet west of McFerrin Avenue. It's 0.27 acres. Councilmember Parker, you're recognized.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I'd like to move for a one-meeting deferral.
Okay, let's get committee reports in first. Councilmember Murphy, Planning and Zoning.
This is Councilwoman Murphy, and I had it down that we approved this, 15 in favor, 0 against, but I may have copied that over wrong if we deferred it in committee. I apologize.
Well, it looks like, so you all approved it in Planning and Zoning. We just need to know that, correct?
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Councilmember Parker, back to you on your bill, BL 2021-637.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. The planning chair's report was accurate, but I do need to defer this for one meeting.
Okay. So the motion is to defer one meeting, properly seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the one meeting deferral say aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Opposed, no. Deferral motion passes 35 in favor, 0 against. Mr. Cooper?
Voting aye. Mendez, Hurt, Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Gamble, Swope, Parker, Withers, Benedict, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roden, Syracuse, Swell, Sledge, Cash, O'Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Druffel, Murphy, Pulley, Johnston, Nash, Richards, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Lee, and Henderson.
All right. Motion to defer one meeting passes 35 in favor, 0 against. Any corrections to that? All right. Motion passes. We're on item number 69, BL 2021-643, also by Councilmember Parker. It's an ordinance to amend Title 17 by change from RS5 to MUGA zoning. Property located at Dickerson Pike, unnumbered, approximately 210 feet south of Fern Avenue, within the Dickerson Pike sign urban design overlay, 0.62 acres. Councilmember Parker, you're recognized.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Committee reports, please.
Councilmember Murphy, Planning and Zoning.
All right. Planning and Zoning and Historical was 15 to 0.
In favor? Councilmember Murphy?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Councilmember Parker, back to you on your bill.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I'd like to move the substitute on this one.
Okay, so there's a substitute ordinance by Councilmember Parker. He has moved it, properly seconded. Back to you, Councilmember Parker, for an explanation of your substitute.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. This just shifts the over to the MUGA-NS designation. With that, I just renew my motion or make a motion to approve.
Okay, so Councilmember Parker has explained his substitute. He's moved to substitute ordinance. It's been properly seconded. Any discussion on the substitute ordinance? Okay, we're ready to vote on the substitute. All those in favor of the substitute say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Looks like the substitute passes 35 in favor, 0 against. Mr. Cooper?
Voting aye. Mendez, Hurt, Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Gamble, Swope, Parker, Withers, Benedict, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roten, Syracuse, Wells, Sledge, Cash, O'Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Druffel, Murphy, Pulley, Johnston, Nash, Verger, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Lee, and Henderson.
Okay, so the substitute passes 35 in favor, 0 against. Any corrections to that? All right, Councilmember Parker, you're on your bill as substituted.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I'd like to move for approval.
Okay, so Councilmember Parker has moved to, on third reading, to approve Bill 2021-643 as substituted, properly seconded. Any further discussion on the bill? Seeing none, all those in favor of passage on third reading of 2021-643 as substituted, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, no.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network.
Like it's 35 in favor, 0 against. Mr. Cooper?
Voting aye. Mendez, Hurt, Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Gamble, Swope, Parker, Withers, Benedict, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roten, Syracuse, Wells, Sledge, Cash, O'Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Druffel, Murphy, Pulley, Johnston, Nash, Verger, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Lee, and Henderson.
All right, so 35 in favor, 0 against. Bill as substitute. Any corrections to that? Bill passes on third reading. Last bill on the calendar tonight is item number 76, Bill 2021-651 by Councilmember Sledge, Murphy, Nash, and O'Connell. Ordinance to amend the Geographic Information System Street and Alley Centerline layer by banning an unnumbered alley right-of-way and easement from the 6th Avenue Street and Oak Street intersection southwestward. Councilmember Sledge, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Committee report.
There is no committee report.
Oh, yeah, great. Perfect. I need to move to defer this to the first meeting in June, please.
First meeting in June? Okay. Okay, so the deferral motion is to the first meeting in June. It's been properly seconded. Any discussion on the deferral motion? Seeing none, we're ready to vote. All those in favor of the motion to defer to the first meeting in June, this is 2021-651, say aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Opposed, no. Looks like the motion to defer passes 35 in favor, 0 against. Mr. Cooper?
Voting aye. Mendez, Hurt, Allen, Glover, Hall, Toombs, Gamble, Swope, Parker, Withers, Benedict, Van Reese, Hancock, Hager, Bradford, Roten, Syracuse, Wells, Sledge, Cash, O'Connell, Roberts, Taylor, Hauser, Druffel, Murphy, Pulley, Johnston, Nash, Verger, Sepulveda, Rutherford, Stiles, Lee, and Henderson.
Right, so the motion to defer passes 35 in favor, 0 against. Any changes to that? All right, Mr. Cooper, I believe that's it.
That is everything, Vice Mayor.
Entertain a motion to adjourn. Proper motion, properly seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no.
Aye.
We stand adjourned.
And so the Metro Council has concluded a little less than a 2.5-hour meeting of business tonight. That's a lot shorter than 2 weeks ago when we went past midnight. A couple of things of note that we want to talk about. First, rejection of a nomination of former council member Sandra Moore to the Metro Fair Board. That's a rare occasion when anyone nominated one of the boards and commissions is not accepted by the council. This nomination did not come from Vice Mayor John Cooper. His time had expired to make that choice. It came from Vice Mayor Jim Shulman. There has been, as you might recall, a lot of debate at the last council meeting or recent council meeting about a lack of diversity on city boards and commissions. The Vice Mayor promised he would bring diversity to that, and certainly Ms. Moore is an African-American, but there were rumblings in the council hoping the nominee would be Hispanic. Her nomination got 20 votes tonight, but it needed 21 to pass, so the Vice Mayor will have to submit someone else to fill that particular position. There was also a related second reading bill tonight. It would require a report annually given to the council, breaking out the demographics of all those serving on city boards and commissions so they can be aware of what that breakout is. Under resolutions, also another high-profile piece of legislation tonight settled a $2.25 million federal civil rights lawsuit against the city involving the fatal shooting of Daniel Hendrick by now former Metro police officer Andrew Delkey in July 2018. Shooting resulted in a first-degree murder charge as well against Delkey, which is set for trial in July. Delkey has pleaded not guilty. The city felt it was better at this point to settle it, given all the potential large jury award that could be around the cost that Metro would have using outside counsel in the case. So the Department of Law recommended the lawsuit be settled. The council approved that tonight. In fact, they approved it on their consent calendar, which means it was done without debate and without any opposition, at least of the council members that were here. We had about 35 members tonight, not the entire group of 40 that are normally here. Legal settlements are not unusual. This one of the size we thought there might be some debate, but there was not tonight. Also under resolutions, the council was asked to approve a resolution to transfer or a memorandum of understanding to transfer solid waste disposal responsibility from the Department of Public Works to the Department of Water and Sewer. This is the first step towards creating in Public Works a Metro Transportation Department. This would remove out of the non-transportation things out of that department. The council wants some more thought about that, so it was deferred for one meeting. There's also likely going to have to be an amendment to the Metro Charter to go into the DOT situation or Department of Transportation. So this is something that's likely to be around for a while, but at least for this particular memorandum of understanding, it's been deferred at least another 2 weeks. Council also approved tonight a resolution asking the Metro trustee to look into a grace period for those who did not pay their property taxes on time due to the recent winter storms. That deadline was back on February 28th. Grace periods are probably not allowed, but the resolution also asked the City Housing Fund to review the situation and offer assistance to those in selected zip codes that would qualify from income purposes to help pay their taxes or their late fees. It is thought that tax delinquencies are higher this year due to the 34% property tax hike that was approved by the council last summer. On second reading, the council also deferred a bill that would have reduced Metro water sewer bills by $10 million. This would have gotten rid of an in lieu of tax payment that water services was supposed to be given to Metro. Some council members felt that that was not needed because Metro water revenues are coming in higher than expected. But they want to look at that some more. The council has also been warned that a move like that will take approval from the state, which strongly pressured Metro, you might remember, to raise water rates after years of Metro not doing so. Council also deferred Mayor John Cooper's smart parking plan for one meeting for more study. Again, the council has some more questions about that. Finally, on third reading, they also deferred the bill that would have adopted the design and operating standards for new outdoor lighting systems throughout the county that would achieve light pollution reductions consistent with International Dark Skies Association guidelines. The sponsor says she has many other amendments, and we looked at on that, so that bill will be up again in 2 weeks, but it may be longer than that depending on how many other amendments will have to be considered and added on to the bill or at least debated. Also on third reading, the council approved a bill that waived building and permit fees to repair or rebuild structures damaged in the Christmas Day bombing down on 2nd Avenue. That was similar to a waiver that was granted after the deadly tornadoes that hit the community in March of last year. Also on third reading, the council gave final approval to a bill to rename a portion of Kearney Street from 4th Avenue South to Inslee Boulevard beyond a Page Way. Beyond Page was a long-time favorite on the drag circuit and was a fixture, activist, and donor and quite a supporter among the Nashville's LGBT community. The council also approved 3 memorializing resolutions of note, one that honored city workers for assisting Nashville through the recent winter storms, another resolution that honored the 55th anniversary of the 1966 Pearl High basketball team. It was the first African-American team to win a state basketball championship. 5 members of the team were actually here tonight. It was right at the very beginning, and they were in the back, and several of them spoke to the council in gratitude and about how good that team was back so many years ago. Finally, the council approved a resolution against a bill that's in the state legislature that would change elections being held, at least the countywide elections here in Davidson County, the constitutional offices and the judicial offices, to be held on a nonpartisan basis rather than running Republican and Democrat. Of course, in this county, they would not want that. Memphis doesn't want that either in terms of the Democrats. The Democrats are dominant here. Of course, the Republicans have a different idea about that in the state legislature. That bill does not appear to be moving at this point, but obviously could be moving in the next couple of weeks within the legislature. The council, because of the way the calendar works, will not meet again until the 6th of April. That will be the first Tuesday of April. We get 3 weeks until that happens. Because of that length of time, we wish you a happy St. Patrick's Day. We wish you a happy Easter and a happy Passover. All those will be celebrated before the council meets again. But when the council does meet again on Tuesday, April 6th, we'll be here to provide live coverage. Until then, I'm Pat Nolan, and good night from the council chambers.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.